we got some larger time frame closures that indicate a potential floor has been found. When speaking of a larger time frame, the term floor is relative, however. It is important for us to go over all scenarios as the asset sits at one of its greatest or historical demands and our prior all-time low. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol NVOS. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol NVOS, and what we're observing here is actually the 5-minute and the hourly chart. Okay, so there is let's see, there are a couple of good things that we can point out in this immediate short term. Like what? Well, let's take a look at the 5-minute, for example. Okay, price action here. This is the after hours. You can see here that the slight lighter blue area, that's where the after hours trading was, right? Post market. You're looking at here the SMA 50. This is the SMA 200, right? On the 5-minute time frame, that is, right? You got your EMAs here. You got your SMA 10, SMA 5. You got an SMA 20, EMA 9 right there. So price action is here, right? So the price action, I mean, it would have been better for us to close, of course, upside of the EMA 200. Granted, no, of course. What we're observing here is the potential of a shift in the market, okay? Because we've reclaimed the inside or the top side of this band here. That is the SMA 50. And notice how this purple line here, right? This purple line is coming and converging with that SMA 50. That means that as soon as this SMA 50 crosses over this purple one, we have a bullish crossover. That would be the golden cross. Yes, it is a 5-minute time frame. It is a bit, you know, more of a nuisance than compared to the larger time frames, but still that's going to present some bullish price action and definitely a critical support. Usually claiming the top side of the SMA 50 means that we would have to combat next the EMA 200, and that's kind of what we're doing now. We're already knocking at that door, okay? However, if we do fail that SMA 50 yet again, then yeah, we're going to essentially come back down to that area of around 69 cents to potentially 67.43. Okay, and I will go ahead and talk about those resistances in particular, right? What were resistances, but you know, we still kind of have a sneeze away from that bottom side support of 69, which is our prior all-time low, right? So actually, the prior all-time low looks to be around 66 cents. Really, really interesting here. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and now move on to the hourly chart because you know, according to this, you know, breaking upside of all these moving averages and the SMA 200 and the SMA 50, this is indicating that we would come back again and start testing that top side of the EMA 200 at around 72.24. Okay, so now let's observe here the hourly time frame, and I want you to see this descending channel that we're in, right? So this is a formation that is bullish by nature, right? It does indicate a reversal, and it does indicate a continuation to the upside. Okay, now what I will say is that it already, you know, this is an ascending triangle. This hourly formation already realized its topside target. Right? So that doesn't mean that it's done. It just means that it realized the target, and we have to look at the next play. It's all good. Okay, so this mid band here, right? That is your 50% of the returns here from this channel's range. Usually, when you're at above the 50% mark, that usually means that you are due to come back and test the top side of something, right? So the prior bars over here have a top side of around 74.08. And let's go ahead and just kind of mute or block the visibility here from this parallel channel and bring up what's called the linear regression channel, okay? So the linear regression channel is also displaying that we closed upside of that mid band, okay? So this indicates in the immediate short term that we are due to create an upside continuation. Maybe over the next 2 hours, maybe even in the early pre-market, 73.52 looks like it could be that resistance for us to face. Okay. Now remember that we're looking at the EMA 200 at a potential 72.26, so that's already kind of rhyming with the upside targets that we're looking at, right? So the 72.05 is marking off the prior day's close, or the range of the hourly high, right? So the prior day high is something that we're going to have to keep. Let's see. Yeah, prior day high is something that we're going to have to keep in mind here, right? So we'll go ahead and mark off these things as we go. So the prior day high looks like it was at about 76.67. Prior day pre-market was at around 78.63. But naturally, the resistance, the actual resistance for us to watch out for is going to be prior day high. That's going to be our, we got the prior day high here. The pre-market high. The pre-market high or post-market high from yesterday is going to be 74.05. Got to watch out with that. Okay, and then we'll find out what the pre-market says later on in a few hours. Okay, so now looking at momentum here, we definitely have an upside bias, but I want to let you know that we are also in the gravitational zone here, right? The RSI in this gravitational zone could face a small pullback to validate a support at the SMA 14, and then have it continue to the upside. So what does that potentially mean? That means that since we closed right in this area here, there could be an immediate short-term time frame pullback to 70.60 to maybe at the bottom side of around 70.09 before a continuation to the upside to realize the linear regression top at around that target that we spoke of around 73.52. Okay, team. So 4-hour time frame analysis here, stochastic momentum versus volatility here, it's looking like we're facing a contraction phase with an upside bias. Okay, so that is already showing us that we could be making a move to the upside. One thing that I wanted to show you and display to you is actually the macro time frame here. So let's go ahead and pay attention now to the I'm going to block out some of these drawings, right? So yeah, what I want to show you here is something very, very critical and something that we're using as a current resistance right now. Okay, this candle here, that has a low. We can read it in the OHLC, right up here, right? That's your open, high, low, close values. Hovering over this candle tells you that the low is 69 cents. Now, why is that so incredibly important here? Well, this capitulation or shakeout, right, from this candle here, this was the shakeout before price action made a magnificent move to the upside. So this 69 cent resistance or support is very, very, very strong, okay? So let's go ahead and take that into account. This candle here, a 5-day candle at this shakeout bottom, led a move from that 69 cents to a $5.42 top. Okay, so in other words, that marks off an almost 700% upside thrust from that 69. So that's naturally we're going to face a lot of support and a lot of resistance at that point. If we break below this and we close a daily candle, the worst case scenario is we close a 5-day candle beneath 69. That's not looking good for retail here. Okay, that'll have price action capitulate further into the downside. We're going to have to reach into the price discovery bucket here and find out what the heck we're bound to hit. We definitely don't want to see a close of a 5-day iteration below 69. But presently, let's move on to the 12-hour time frame. You can see that price is at 71.25 at the inverse 4.618 of 71.11. Okay, so that's perfectly in a geometric support, and also the 69 cent prior, right? So so also we have different time frames are going to display here the all-time low as a slightly different metric, right? So we have a 65 cent bottom here, right? So closing technically now on a 12-hour time frame, closing 12-hour iteration beneath the 65 cent, then we're going to have to pull out the all-time low or price discovery bucket that I spoke of, right? So yeah, from this moment here, team, I don't want to favor any side at all. To be honest with you, I just wanted to provide the upside possibilities and the downside possibilities around the current state, right? So I don't know what's happening fundamentally with this, but it shows that there are some things to kind of think about here, right? So the immediate support here on the 12-hour time frame is the SMA 5, which is indicating that we would potentially pull back using the hourly time frame here. That pullback, like we said, could be into the area of around 70.59, like I said, to the area of around 70.12. Okay, so that could be the immediate short-term bottom side here before we continue on to the upside. Know that that's a temporary support, right? This can also come back down to the area of 69.49 and also still come back down to the area of around 69 cents where the where that prior low is, right? So we just have to be careful and be aware over what can happen with price action here, team, okay? I want you to please be careful in the markets. Make sure that you do have your risk management in play and also respect it, okay, team? Please remember that I think I have maybe only one seat left, if that, in the ARC Masters trading course. So please go ahead and refer to this email here if you would like to, grab yourself a seat here, because this is the very last master's course that I will ever teach, right? So I think this is going to mark off around 140 to 150 students since the first time I started. And this is going to be the last one I teach, okay, team? So 17-week mentorship, it just started. The actual week 1 introduction is already uploaded here on YouTube. Make sure to take a look at it. I'll go ahead and add the video at the end of this video so you can go ahead and click on it and observe. Okay, team. So, but that's not it's not an analysis week. It's the introduction. So know that you are not late still. You can still get in touch with me, and we'll go ahead and make that happen. Okay, team? I think this is a pretty good place to leave off. And, yeah. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just the form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very good rest of your night. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.